Hello, everybody. Welcome to Tuesday. Today, we're going to reread the same elephant text that we read yesterday, although I'm not going to reread it. I want you to either read it on your own, because you heard me read it at least twice yesterday, because I'm assuming you went back and rewinded and heard it and read along with me again. I encourage you to do that. If some of the words are still really hard, you can go back to yesterday's video and you can listen to it again, but follow along with your finger. Try to read most of the words, and I can help you out with the trickier ones. So today you're going to go back to that. So pause this for a second right now. Go back to the video from yesterday. That's what you need to do, or pause it in order to reread Endangered Species, the African elephant, and then come back to this video so that I can explain to you what you need to do today, right? So pause it. Okay. So if you hit the play button, I'm assuming you already reread the Endangered Species, the African elephant. So today we are going to think about connections in the text and complete the questions right here based on the text, the African elephant. And there is as always, there is a tiny book on at the end of this packet, right here. It's all the way back. This is one of our Learning A to Z books, Toys for Boys. You should be reading that every single day, okay? Every single day you should be reading it, aside from the fact that it does say, and I'm going to highlight it here for you to read again, daily. That means every single day you should be reading a book of your choice, any book, magazine, comic book, online book, digital book, whatever it is that you like to read, but you should be reading at least 30 minutes a day, okay? That's going to help you so much when you get to third grade. All right, guys? I'm trusting you. So let's skip all of this and head to Tuesday, right here. This is Tuesday. And when we talk about connections, it's not just like, oh, this book reminded me of another book I read 2 weeks ago, or this character reminded me of me when I lost a pet or something like that. Those are good connections, but we're talking about connections inside the text. Why does one thing happen, and then that leads to another thing happening, and then that leads to another thing happening? So if you look at these pictures right here, I'm trying to draw a star. That was horrible. This picture is connected to this picture and then connected to this picture. How? Let's see. So I see a thunderstorm, which happens a lot in Florida, and it's going to start happening soon. And then I see a pool, which we love to get in. But wait, thunderstorm and pool, do they go together? Well, if there's a thunderstorm, then I can't go to the pool. That explains why there are two kids playing chess. Maybe they had a plan to go to the pool, but because it was raining and thundering, they had to stay indoors to play chess or play any other game, board game, or do anything but indoors. So it says here, the thunderstorm changed what the people had to do. The thunderstorm started, so everyone had to get out of the pool and play a game inside. Oh, I see the connection. All of these are connected because when the thunderstorm started, everyone got out of the pool and then they played inside. That is connected. So what we want to do down here is, let's see another kind of connection inside this text. Cortes Bank is the site of some of the largest and fastest waves in the world. The bank is near San Diego, California. Strong winds from winter storms sweep across the ocean's surface. The winds push the water, causing huge waves to form when the water rushes over Cortes Bank. Sometimes when I see that it's windy outside, there's a lake in front of my house, and I see that it creates like little tiny waves. because it's not a huge ocean, right? But it's so windy sometimes that you can see the little tiny waves flowing. So I think that's what's happening here. So there's a winter storm, the wind pushes the water, right? And there are huge waves. Are these all connected? Yeah. Why are there such huge waves at Cortes Bank? Well, if there weren't any winter storms with wind, with strong winds, would there be any kind of huge waves? Probably not. So the only reason that there are these huge waves in San Diego at that bank is because usually there's some winter storms that have strong winds and pushes the water towards the bank. And that creates the huge waves. So just like it says here, the winter storm comes and creates strong winds. Those winds then push them on the water and create huge waves. So if I remove this event right here, if I tell you there are no winter storms, would there be wind without any storms? Maybe, but strong winds like the ones that make huge waves? Probably not. So then would there be huge waves? Probably not. So do you see how they are connected? There are huge waves because the winds push on the water. The winds push on the water because the winter storms create this huge winds, the strong winds. So do you see how they're connected? So let's go down to what you need to do today. So assuming that you already paused this video, went back to listen to Endangered Species, the African elephant, when I read it yesterday, or you read it by yourself, whoop, 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 whoop. If you didn't, pause it. Go reread it, then come back. Did you pause it? Did you reread it? Great. I'm trusting that you did, because you will need to in order to answer these questions correctly. So you already did this part. Now your job is to complete the comprehension questions below. 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right, and the next part is just Wednesday, so you can leave that until tomorrow. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, please answer those questions. And this is a written response right here. That means that I expect you to write your response, yes, you're right, in a complete sentence. It's asking you, the article explains that the elephant population in Africa is much smaller than it used to be. I remember that fact. You remember it was in the millions and now it's like 500,000 elephants? Write a paragraph, that means several sentences, at least 4. Write a paragraph explaining some of the reasons that the population is so much smaller. Go back to that last page we read yesterday. That's where the reasons are. Are you going to make it up? Okay, go back to the text. And it does say, use evidence from the text, because we do not make it up. All right, so the reason, I'm just gonna go here. The reasons why the elephant population in Africa is much smaller is because, and you can write 1 and then a period. Another, after a period, another reason, blah, 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 and make a period. A third reason, so you see how I'm adding reasons? That's what you should do. I should see at least 3 to 4 sentences in this paragraph. Got it? All right, readers and writers, please, on your marks, get set, work. Have a wonderful Tuesday. Take care of yourselves and each other. Bye-bye.